everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then welcome, and I hope you're enjoying my content. I hope that you can check out some of my other videos, and don't forget to subscribe as well. This video is slightly different to my usual videos in that it's not really about toddlers. Basically, I've been struggling a bit with self-care. During this whole kind of lockdown quarantine period, I haven't really been looking after myself. Definitely been feeling it kind of mentally and emotionally. I haven't been eating very well, so I've definitely put on a few pounds. I haven't really been exercising that much. I haven't been moving around that much because, I mean, particularly for those first kind of 4 weeks, we didn't really go anywhere apart from just moving around the house. So yeah, I've just been feeling really kind of rubbish, kind of in myself, and then I haven't really been taking time out to do things that I like to do, and I haven't really been taking just even a few moments for myself. More recently, yes, but definitely it's not been, I haven't been looking after myself as much as I would like. So I've started to kind of notice that, and I've started to implement some kind of self-care for me to kind of make me feel a little bit better. Also, it's not just about feeling better, it's about kind of showing up in the right way for your kind of loved ones. So for my daughter, she's quite a demanding little girl, and she requires a lot of attention, she loves kind of quality time. If I was to say that, like, what would be her love language, I think quality time would definitely be up there. I kind of need a good amount of energy to sustain kind of being the kind of mum that I want to be, and show up for her in the best possible way. So yeah, I haven't been taking care of myself, which has had a knock-on effect, and I've had some kind of challenging behaviours to deal with as well on the toddler front. So that's kind of been sapping a lot of my energy as well, and I've just been feeling it in myself, and I'm like, right, I need to do something about it. I need to kind of get into a better routine for looking after me. So that's what I've kind of been focusing on the last few weeks, and I want to share that with you if you're in the same position, because we know that being a mum is really challenging, and it's kind of energy draining. It can be so stressful as well, and yeah, we don't always have time to take care of ourselves. So yeah, I just wanted to do a video, share with you the kind of things that I'm doing that I would recommend. So one of the first things that I try to do every day is take kind of 10 minutes just for me. Say it's something like have my coffee and just kind of take my time with it, or try and do some yoga or meditation or some kind of exercise. Obviously 10 minutes isn't that long for exercise, but 10 minutes is better than nothing, just to get kind of active first thing in the morning. It's also a really manageable time in regards to a toddler as well. It's not a long time for you to be away, and if you do that every morning consistently, they're more likely to kind of get used to it. So when we first started kind of lockdown, my husband and I did a like 30-day yoga challenge. So it was 10 minutes a day, and we did that every morning. It was one of the YouTubers, actually. It was Yoga with Cassandra, and it was really, really good. I would definitely recommend it. But yeah, we did that every morning. Sometimes it would be before Mia woke up, but most of the time it was when she was up having breakfast or snack or something, and we'd just say, we're going to do yoga now, we'll be gone for 10 minutes. You can either join us, or you can, play, or whatever you want to do. And she was absolutely fine with it. So she'd just kind of watch us. Sometimes she'd try and join in. Most of the time she'd just sit on the sofa and she'd just observe, because she's just super interested in that kind of thing. And then she just kind of got used to the fact that that was every morning. And then some mornings she'd say, are you doing yoga this morning, mummy? Like, she kind of knew it was already part of the routine. So yeah, that's kind of an idea of something you can do in the morning. But to be honest, it's whatever you like. If you like to just kind of get the house in order and do a quick once over and a quick clean, that can be your 10-minute thing, or like I said, if you want to have a coffee, if you just want to sit and have your breakfast, while she's playing or your child is playing, then whatever. Sometimes people like to listen to a podcast for 10 minutes or just read 10 minutes of a book just to get you kind of started. But I think it's just nice first thing in the morning before everything gets crazy and busy and all that kind of thing, just to take that time for yourself. So my thing is definitely coffee. We've had some absolutely beautiful weather, and we've been going out every morning, my husband and I, and having coffee in the garden, which has just been the best. And now the weather's got really so I'm kind of missing that. I am thinking about going out just with like a big blanket on, just so I can still enjoy it. But so yeah, that was our thing. We still enjoy our coffee at the kind of dining table. But yeah, it's just whatever you like to do, really. So my second thing is to make a kind of list of things that you would like to achieve in a day. I've only started doing this the last kind of 2 weeks, but I find it really helps me. It's like if you ever do like journaling, it's like kind of setting your intentions for the day, the things that you want to achieve. So what I tend to do is I will make a list it's on the refrigerator. So every time I get up and go to the fridge in the morning, I can see it and I'll have a look at the particular day. So it'll be Monday to Sunday, and I'll have a look and see what I've put on there. So it's just little things that might get neglected that I might forget to do. For example, cleaning the fish tank, or wiping down the bathrooms, or just kind of, what else have I got on there? Cutting the lawn, that's on there. What else is on there? Changing the beds, that kind of thing. And then I get into like a routine every week of doing those things that I really want to get done in the house. If they get neglected, I find that it gets to the weekend or something and I have to do it all in one go, so I end up with a big day of doing lots of cleaning, lots of tidying, and it just gets a bit overwhelming. So if I can find a time to kind of keep on top of things in a kind of more structured and scheduled way, then it feels a lot better for my kind of mental well-being, and it also feels like I've achieved something. So I can tick that off. I've put the washing on and I have changed the beds. Fine. If I can't get anything else done in a day, totally cool, because I've got what I wanted to get done. So I think the key to doing this kind of thing is making sure that they're short, achievable things. You don't want to go crazy and put loads on the list and then get to the end of the day and you didn't really get any of it done, because you're just going to feel bad and you're going to be like, oh, we've got loads of things to do tomorrow now. And that's really not the point of it. You don't want it to kind of pile up and make it you kind of crazy. So yeah, little achievable things that you want to get done. Even on the self-care side, if you want to have 10 minutes and spend 10 minutes having a really nice shower, or shaving your legs on a Wednesday, or baking some bread, that kind of thing, whatever you want to do and put on your list. I think it's really nice to get these things done and kind of set our intention for the day. Because when you have a toddler, it can be a little bit frantic, a little bit crazy. You can kind of be dashing around here and there trying to clean things or get things done. And yeah, if you want to kind of enjoy more of a slow, relaxed pace, then it's always good to plan ahead a little bit. So another thing that I'm trying to do is to put my phone to one side so I don't look at it too much in the day. I find I'm happier if I'm present. If I've got a list of things to do or notifications kind of taking my attention, then I find I just can't be present. And if I can't be present, I find it quite stressful, because I'm always thinking elsewhere. So my body's in one place, my mind is somewhere else. And if you ask me, there's just nothing worse, to be honest. So my phone takes my mind somewhere else when I want to be present. I want to be enjoying moments with my toddler or doing whatever I'm doing. I don't want my mind to be all over the place thinking about all these things that need doing, or people that want I need to reply to, or social media or news applications, telling you about these updates. Yeah, it's all things that just kind of break my attention and take me away from what I'm doing. So I'm trying to put my phone to one side and have kind of a time away from social media, away from notifications and things, and have more of a scheduled time to do that. Like if I'm sitting down having a coffee, or I'm just finished lunch and I'll have a quick, look. And also I find if I'm looking at my phone, then my toddler notices and she feels it too. If I'm having a day where I'm getting lots of notifications or lots of things that I need to reply to, then yeah, she gets annoyed as well. I can feel her kind of energy and mood change towards me. So, and I never want to feel like I'm not being present with her, that she's not important and that my phone is more important. So that's another reason why I kind of want to step away from looking at my phone too much. Also, I find when you have your phone out, they always want to look at it as well. Mia always wants to, it's like a prompt for her to kind of watch a Disney song or watch something on your phone, like, I don't know, Peppa Pig or something. Ugh. Then, yeah, so if it's out the way, then it stops her from, well, can't get my words out. It doesn't break her attention either. She doesn't see it as a distraction or kind of take her away from her play. So this one doesn't really sound like a self-care tip, but one thing I try to do is really fill Mia's emotional cup in the morning. So if you've seen one of my previous videos, I was talking about my kind of structure in the day and how I break it up into kind of chunks. So morning I try and dedicate to her and whatever she wants to do. So as you know, I'm a really big fan of child-led play, free play. So I just kind of let her go to town on what she wants to do. And she always likes to include me. Another reason, why I should be present. She wants me to be excited by the things she's excited about. She wants me to bring me into her play, and she wants me to engage and kind of play alongside her. So I try and dedicate the first few hours in the morning to her to kind of fill her emotional cup, be there for her, be present, and just kind of have a bit of fun. And I find if I do that, if I'm really present, if I dedicate that time to her, then the rest of the day goes kind of more smoothly. I have less kind of emotional outbursts. She's a little bit more level, and she will let me head off and do things that I want to do. And if she's not upset and not stressed about that, then it's going to kind of make me feel better about going off and doing things I need to do, like the washing up or cooking dinner, because nothing's worse than having a toddler kind of screaming at your feet for your attention when you're trying to get things done that need to be done, like cooking, for example. So yeah, if I fill her emotional cup in the morning, I just find the day goes better, and she's a lot happier, and I'm a lot happier too. So another thing in the evening that I try and do is practice gratitudes. Some people do them in the morning, and that's fine as well. I just find evening kind of works better because it's kind of ends the day on a high. So practicing gratitudes is basically just saying things that you are grateful for in the day or in your life. So if you've had a particularly unsuccessful day, or what you would class as an unsuccessful day, or a day that you just feel didn't go to plan, if you can list off things that you were grateful for in the day, it kind of spins it on its head. It kind of picks up your mood and makes you realise that actually a lot went well in the day, even if your kind of view of the whole day is that it didn't go well. There was actually quite a few things in there that you were happy with, that did go well, and that you were really grateful for having in your day. So yeah, I try and do that in the evenings, and then even if I had a bad day, I instantly feel better. I'm like, okay, yeah, I really am grateful for that coffee and that 10 minutes that I had to myself. Even if Mia was completely emotional and, unstable and screaming her head off and just having one of those horrible days that toddlers have, then I'm grateful for my coffee, and I'm grateful for my piece of sourdough, and I'm grateful for kind of, I don't know, meditating for 5 minutes, or having a shower, really warm, lovely, bubbly shower, whatever it is that you can be grateful for, or just a really long cuddle with your partner, or a really nice kiss, or whatever it might be. I always find it picks me up. I'm like, cool, let's write off the day, underline it as being a good day. These are the things that went well, and these are the things I'm grateful for. And you start the day kind of afresh. One of the things I really hate is when you have a bad day and you carry it over to the next day and it's still bothering you, it's still affecting your mood. I think one of the best things we can do is try to dispel any kind of negativity as quickly as possible. It is a skill though, because some things just fester away in your mind and you're like, oh, I'm still feeling annoyed and I don't really know why. So yeah, I'm really working on being kind of emotionally intelligent and trying to understand my moods and what affects me and how to kind of overcome it as quickly as possible so that I can enjoy the rest of my day or the next week or whatever. So I think gratitudes play a really big part in that for me personally. I've also started doing gratitudes with Mia at kind of bedtime. So when she's in bed, she'll ask me what my gratitudes are. I'll go first and then I'll ask her what hers are. And it's really nice to hear the kind of different point of view from a toddler. Some things that I'm grateful for will be really different to what she's grateful for. And it's really, really sweet to hear what her kind of point of view is of the day that we've just had, and the things that she remembers about what we did. So that's really nice. Another little kind of activity that you can do with your toddler. And it's gonna help them too. It's something really great that we can pass on to our children. Evenings can be a really good time for self-care. I try and do things in the evening that I enjoy, like maybe something that I'm passionate about. So I really love making things for the house. I love crafty things, making toys and resources for the playroom. Those are things that give me like a real buzz and give me lots of energy. So if I do those, it picks me up and it kind of boosts my confidence. So if I get into a bit of a lull, a bit of a kind of habit where I'm not doing things like that, I do feel it kind of in my well-being, my mental well-being, because I'm not kind of exploring my passions and I'm not learning. I think it's always so important to learn all the time. So yeah, I would totally recommend that. Kind of use some of your evenings to do things which are going to give you a boost, things that get you excited and kind of set you alight. And whatever that is, whether you like crafts or not, whether you like baking, whether you like reading, listening to podcasts. I get a real boost from podcasts because I love learning. So if I learn something that's really useful that I can carry through into my next day, then that really kind of helps me feel good about myself. Also gives me a bit of a boost doing YouTubes as well. So yeah, it's kind of like using your time for yourself, but in a really productive and helpful way. Taking on opportunities to learn and just do things that you love, not as a parent, just as a woman, things that you love to do, aside from being a mum, is kind of a really good thing. I think date nights are really important, or just taking moments in the day to like spend quality time with your partner. I find that having a toddler and being a mum, it can be really full on, and sometimes I don't even have 5 minutes to really talk to my husband, aside from like a few comments about, can you pass me this, or have you got your appointment now, or just everyday chit chat, kind of not important stuff. So yeah, it can be really hard to have a conversation. So we try and dedicate some time to each other to really catch up and have a good chat. So that is usually mornings when we have our coffee together. Sometimes we do date nights, where we will kind of lay a blanket out and we'll get takeaway and I'll have some music on and we'll just chat. But yeah, those are the things that we tend to do to kind of like really connect. I find if we are communicating and we spend time together and we make time for each other and we're talking about anything other than kind of just parenting and being parents, then it just brings us closer and helps us to be more kind of intimate. And yeah, which can be hard when you've got a toddler because they're really demanding, or just a child in general, you know, a baby, whatever. So yeah, it really helps my mental well-being if I'm connected to my partner. It makes me feel more loved, and obviously that's quite important as a woman, or as a person, to be honest. So yeah, those are the ones that I am kind of working on at the moment, or things that I've been doing for a while. And yeah, it's just important to just take some time for us and remember that we are human beings who also need kind of care and love and attention, and mostly that has to come from us. It has to come from within, and we have to make the time for ourselves, even if it's difficult to others around us, you know, like children and toddlers who don't take it very well when you want to kind of be away from them or take time for you. It's totally normal, you know, that's where children are at their stage of development. But it's just about being strong enough to say, I am taking this time. This is what I'm doing now. I'm having a coffee for 10 minutes. You can stay or you can play, but this is what I'm doing, which is something that I'm trying to work through at the moment. But yeah, hopefully that was helpful for you. Do take care of yourselves and your mental well-being at this time more than any time, really. Because we can get into some really rubbish habits, kind of being stuck in and not moving around as much. Being at home as well, you always go to the fridge, don't you? Like, I'm always going in the kitchen to the fridge or the cupboard, and there's nothing new there, but I'm always just opening it to see if anything amazing appears. And I always end up grabbing something to snack on, so I'm trying to stop that at the moment so I can feel kind of better about myself. So anyway, I keep going off on tangent. Hopefully that was helpful, and thank you so much for watching again. Don't forget to subscribe. I tend to post videos kind of weekly or less than weekly at the moment, so usually every kind of 4 or 5 days. If there's anything that you want me to do a video on, or anything more you want to know about me, then do comment. And yeah, if you've got any more tips for self-care, then do comment below. I'd love to hear. And do take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video.